Imagine this. You wake up one day, and you are no longer the person everyone depends on. No strength, no energy, no ability to give the way you used to. And suddenly, everything feels different. So let me ask you something. Will they still love you when you can no longer do anything for them? Not when you are strong. Not when you are winning. Not when life is easy and everything is working in your favor. But when sickness comes, when your strength fades, when your energy disappears, when you become someone who needs help instead of someone who gives it. That is when the truth reveals itself, because most relationships feel real when life is comfortable. When you have something to offer, people stay close. When you are dependable, people rely on you. When you are strong, people admire you. You show up, you solve problems, you give your time, your effort, your presence, and in return, it feels like love. But sometimes, it is not love. Sometimes, it is convenience. Because when everything is working, almost anyone can play the role, almost anyone can stay, almost anyone can say the right things and make you feel chosen. But the real test? It never comes during the good times. The real test comes when life shifts. There was a young man in his mid-20s. Hardworking, focused, the kind of person people depended on. In his relationship, he gave everything, his time, his energy, his attention. He was consistent, always checking in, always showing up. From the outside, it looked perfect, until one day, he got sick. Not something small, something that drained him completely. Weeks passed, and he could barely leave his bed. He couldn't go out. He couldn't work the same way. He couldn't be that strong, dependable version of himself anymore. At first, everything seemed okay. She called, she checked in, she said the right things. But slowly, something changed. The calls became shorter, the messages became less frequent, the effort started fading. No arguments, no big fights, just distance, a quiet kind of distance that grows without warning. Until one day, she was gone. No real explanation, no honest closure, just absence. And that was when he understood something he had never questioned before. She didn't leave because he got sick. She left because he stopped being useful to her. But this is where most people misunderstand the deeper truth, because this is not just about one story or one situation. It is about human behavior. When life changes, people don't always leave loudly. Most of the time they leave quietly, in reduced effort, in delayed replies, in emotional distance that slowly grows over time. And sometimes, it is not even intentional. It is simply that some people are attached to your presence in their life, not your actual person. They are comfortable with what you bring, not committed to who you are. And when what you bring disappears, so does their interest. That is why struggle has a way of revealing truth. It does not create new personalities. It exposes existing ones. Because in the end, love is not proven when everything is working. It is revealed when nothing is. And that is where most people discover a truth they never wanted to see. Not everyone who is close to you is truly connected to you. You don't even need a major crisis to see it. Watch the small moments. When you are tired, do they show patience or frustration? When you are overwhelmed, do they step closer or slowly pull away? When you cannot give as much, do they understand or lose interest? Because the big moments, sickness, failure, loss, they don't change people. They expose them. Anyone can say, "I will always be there for you." But words are easy when nothing is being tested. Real love is not proven when everything is comfortable. It is proven when things fall apart, when there is no advantage, when there is no benefit, when staying requires patience, sacrifice, and strength. That is where love becomes real, or disappears completely. So the real question is not, do they love me right now? The real question is, will they still choose you when you can no longer be everything they expect you to be? Because real love does not depend on what you can provide. It does not fade when your strength fades. It does not disappear when life becomes inconvenient. It stays, it adjusts, it endures. And if someone only remains in your life while you are useful, then they were never truly there for you. They were there for what you gave. They were there for what you made easier. They were there for the version of you that benefited them, not you. So when life gets hard, don't panic, observe, because that is when you finally see clearly. That is when words stop mattering. That is when actions speak without effort. That is when you discover who is truly with you and who was only passing through. And if this message spoke to you, if it made you think differently about the people around you, take a moment, like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with someone who needs to hear this today. Because sometimes, the right message at the right time can change everything.